Hello, amazing human, and welcome to Neurodivergent Bites, a podcast for neurodivergent entrepreneurs to understand systems, change the narrative about productivity, and embrace yourself for who you really freaking are. If your energy is being sucked, you're struggling to focus, or you know you need systems, but there's a disconnect for whatever reason, join your host, that's me, Karalee Gault, along with fellow amazing humans on how being a neurodivergent entrepreneur has impacted the way they do life and business. If you're looking for bite-sized action steps, you're in the right place. Hello, welcome to Neurodivergent Bites. I'm your host, Karalee, and today we are talking about how to prevent exhaustion and burnout, okay? And maybe not prevent it, but definitely minimize it so freaking much that you feel so much better. And as a neurodivergent entrepreneur, the biggest thing we have to understand is that our energy is a huge factor in our ability to do anything in life. And so when we are, planning out our schedule or putting tasks on our list or planning meetings or events or outings, we have to take into account what is our capacity. And if we literally woke up that morning and we felt like crap, are we going to be able to actually perform those tasks? My biggest thing is that I try not to overload any single day in my schedule with things that cannot be moved, that are permanent, which means I'm not going to schedule 5 meetings in one day, because if I woke up that morning and I am exhausted, I cannot function very well. Am I going to be able to show up and give those people that are on those meetings my all? No. Am I going to have to reschedule them? Potentially, but what if I can't? Then I have to sit through those meetings exhausted, right? So we don't want to have 5 meetings in one day if we can absolutely help it. And as an entrepreneur, we essentially set up our own business to be able to, use our neurodivergence as to our advantage. So if it means that we don't have the energy to have 5 meetings in a day like a neurotypical person, then we're not going to set up our business that way. And if that's how your business is set up, we might need to rearrange it a little bit. You do not have to have people in person in order to get shit done. Okay? You can get shit done in voice messages. You can get shit done in, short 5-minute calls or, something that is very concise. Even text, short little video messages back and forth. That way you're able to respond and your client is able to respond in a manner when it's good for them, when it's convenient for them. That is going to allow them to have the energy along with you and the capacity at the time in which they're able to do this. That is why I have moved my business to something that's much more flexible for myself, but also for my clients. I had a year-long program that what actually started out as 6 months, and then I moved it to a year-long program. And what I found out is that when you have in-person meetings and you have text communication and you've got projects that you're doing, what ends up happening is that your clients actually get a little overwhelmed. And so what I've realized is that I need to give them less, not more. Because we are all amazing, amazing human beings that are exceptional entrepreneurs. And when we are handed too much, we feel like we have to do it all, and in the end we end up doing next to none of it. Okay? And if that's you, if you relate to that, seriously, that's okay. We're gonna have a little chat about it, because what ends up happening is that you end up getting nothing done, but you're exerting all of your energy, and that's gonna lead to burnout. And obviously exhaustion comes before burnout. Burnout means that you have been pushing and pushing and pushing through everything for so long that your body is now, I'm done. I can't fucking do this anymore. We are just done. And that is when your body will make you take a break whether you like it or not. Okay? So we just talked about not overloading your schedule, right? What needs to really be on there? We just talked about making it to where it could be flexible, right? We just talked about evaluating our energy levels. There's a lot of things that go into preventing or minimizing exhaustion and burnout in your life. That can mean enlisting help in your home. That can mean enlisting help in your business. That could mean not jumping on every single idea that pops in your brain and taking action on it, because let's be realistic, we want to do that, but it's not possible. All right? Create a list, as some people like to call it, a parking lot for all of those ideas that are coming through your brain, but you just can't take action on all of them. Whether that you don't have enough time or money or resources, whatever it is, like we have ideas coming through our brain every single day, at least 5, right? At least 5 that are big, take time and energy and all that. And we've got all the things that have already been put into motion for our business. So today, I really want to have you take away from this that your energy and your capacity to function is what is seriously important. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you are going to be exhausted more often. You are going to eventually be so burnt out that your body forces you to shut down. I don't want you to ever get to burnout. There's a difference between being exhausted because you've been pushing for a couple of weeks or even a couple of months, but normally a couple of months leads to burnout. So a couple of weeks, even a couple of days, give yourself time, build in time to rest, whether that's be on the weekends, whether that's a middle of the week like a Wednesday, whether that's going out to the spa. I don't care what it is, but I want you to take the time to really put yourself first, to think about that, because if you're exhausted or you're burnt out, you are now essentially useless or more useless, to your business, to your family, to your house in general, to anyone in your life that is super important. We have got to take care of you. And it is the most hardest thing I've ever done in my life, is taking care of me and putting myself first. I've got kids, I homeschool them, I've got my husband, he works full time, I've got my house, I've got my business, I have a part-time job. There's so many things. If I do not take care of myself, those things cannot function. Okay? So I want you to make sure you're taking care of yourself. That's how we prevent exhaustion and burnout. And how we do that is not putting so much on your schedule, not overcommitting, not saying yes to everything. Okay? I would love for you to share this episode on your socials and tag me in it if you're feeling called, because this is so powerful. If you haven't subscribed to this podcast, make sure you do that, because I drop one new episode every single week, and I love to empower you, give you tangible, bite-sized steps in being able to do the next thing. So I want to leave you with one tangible bite-sized step. I want you to evaluate your schedule, okay? I want you to look at your calendar. I want you to look at your workload. How does it feel to you? Does it feel overwhelming, stressful, or does it feel good and light? I want you to evaluate what that feels like right now. And I want you to start taking action on it. And if you're like, I don't know how to take action on it, you're not the only one. Okay? Come visit me in my world. I'm sure I have resources for you. Let's get you feeling better. Let's get you wanting and feeling the need to put yourself first. Let's get you feeling like $1,000,000, because this is really where the game is changing.